Let me tell you something. Feeling stuck doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're behind, and it definitely doesn't mean you're done. Feeling stuck is a signal. It's life tapping you on the shoulder saying, you don't fit here anymore. But instead of listening to that signal, most people panic. They start talking down on themselves. They say, what's wrong with me? No, nothing is wrong with you. What's happening is you're growing, and growth is uncomfortable. Growth doesn't come with applause. Growth comes with pressure. See, if you were truly finished, you wouldn't feel the tension. Dead things don't feel resistance. Only living, breathing, dreaming people feel stuck. That pressure you feel in your chest when you wake up in the morning. That frustration when you look at your life and think, there has to be more than this. That's not weakness. That's awareness. That's the part of you that refuses to settle. But here's the danger. If you misinterpret that feeling, you'll sit down instead of standing up. You'll start calling your current season permanent when it's only transitional. Some of you are stuck because you're trying to be comfortable and called at the same time. It doesn't work like that. You want growth, but you don't want discomfort. You want elevation, but you don't want pressure. You want the next level, but you don't want to leave the old habits. Feeling stuck is what happens when who you've been can't take you where you're supposed to go. And instead of fighting that reality, you've got to face it. You've outgrown the old version of you. Listen to me closely. Being stuck is not life punishing you. It's life preparing you. The frustration is sharpening you. The uncertainty is stretching you. The silence is teaching you how to listen. But if all you do is complain, you'll miss the lesson. And when you miss the lesson, life has a way of repeating the class. That's why some people feel stuck for years. Not because they can't move, but because they refuse to change. You're not stuck because you lack talent. You're stuck because the next level requires discipline you haven't embraced yet. You're not stuck because opportunities don't exist. You're stuck because comfort has made you hesitate. And the truth hurts, but it heals if you let it. That feeling of being boxed in is actually life narrowing your focus. It's forcing you to decide. Are you going to stay who you've been, or are you willing to become who you need to be? Stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this trying to pull out of me? Because every time you felt stuck in the past and you pushed through, you didn't come out the same. You came out stronger, wiser, hungrier. This season is no different. The only difference is now the cost is higher because the calling is bigger. Don't let a temporary pause convince you that your purpose has expired. Don't let a slow season talk you out of a great future. The pressure you're under right now is proof that something inside you is ready to break through. Diamonds don't form in comfort. They form under pressure, and you're not being crushed, you're being shaped. So if you feel stuck today, don't sit down. Don't give up, don't shrink. Stand still long enough to understand the message, then move with intention. Because stuck is not the end, it's the signal that it's time to rise. Let me be real with you. Most people don't stay stuck because they lack answers. They stay stuck because they're waiting to feel ready. They're waiting on motivation. They're waiting on confidence. They're waiting on clarity. And I'm telling you right now, clarity is not coming to visit you on the couch. You don't think your way out of a stuck place, you move your way out. Action is the cure. Motion is the medicine. See, your mind will lie to you when you're standing still. It will exaggerate the risk, magnify the fear, and minimize your ability. That's what overthinking does. It keeps you busy but not productive. You replay the same thoughts, the same worries, the same what-ifs, and you call it planning. No, it's fear in a suit, and fear loves one thing, inactivity. The moment you move, fear starts losing oxygen. You don't need a perfect plan, you need a first step. Most breakthroughs don't come from giant leaps. They come from small, uncomfortable movements repeated daily. One phone call, one application, one early morning, one honest conversation, one disciplined decision. Momentum doesn't ask you to be confident. It gives you confidence after you move. Waiting to feel ready is how dreams expire quietly. Some of you say, I don't know what to do. Do something. Do the next right thing you can control. Clean up your routine. Show up earlier, study longer, train harder, serve better. When you start moving, life starts responding. Doors don't open for people who sit and think about knocking. They open for people who reach out their hand. Here's the truth nobody likes to hear. Staying stuck is often more comfortable than starting over. Movement exposes you. Action puts you on the line. When you move, you risk failing. When you sit still, you fail safely. But safe failure still hurts, because deep down you know you didn't try. Regret is heavier than effort. At least effort gives you a chance. Stop waiting for motivation to wake you up. Motivation follows discipline, not the other way around. You don't get inspired and then work. You work, and inspiration shows up to meet you. That's how momentum works. Once you start, your energy changes, your thinking sharpens, your vision clears. Not because life suddenly got easier, but because you finally match the demand of the moment. You've got to understand this. Movement breaks mental chains. Depression weakens when you take action. Doubt gets quieter when you make progress. Confusion clears up when you engage. The body leads, and the mind follows. That's why the days you do the least are the days you feel the worst. And the days you push even a little are the days you feel alive again. Don't disrespect small beginnings. Small steps compound. What feels insignificant today becomes unstoppable tomorrow if you stay consistent. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need enough light for the next step. And once you take it, the next one reveals itself. That's how faith works in real life. It moves before it understands. So stop negotiating with your excuses. Stop waiting on the perfect moment. The moment is now. Get up. Move tired. Move scared. Move unsure. Because motion creates momentum, and momentum creates belief. And once you believe again, being stuck won't recognize you anymore. Let me tell you something you may not want to hear, but you need to hear it. Your environment is talking to you every single day. It's speaking through the people you sit with, the conversations you entertain, the music in your ears, the videos on your screen, and the thoughts you allow to live rent-free in your mind. And if you feel stuck, there's a strong chance your environment is feeding that feeling. You can't keep breathing toxic air and expect to run a marathon. What surrounds you will eventually shape you. Some of you are loyal to environments that are slowly killing your potential. You're committed to people who are comfortable being average, and you're wondering why your hunger is fading. Every time you say you want more, they remind you why it won't work. Every time you try to change, they pull you back with jokes, doubt, or silence. And because you don't want to feel alone, you stay. But listen to me. Lonely is better than lost. Temporary isolation is sometimes the price of elevation. You don't need bad people around you to stay stuck. Sometimes it's good people with small mindsets. People who mean well but think small. People who love you but don't challenge you. They're not trying to hurt you, but they're not built to go where you're trying to go. And when you keep taking advice from people who have never been where you want to be, you start shrinking your dreams to match their comfort level. What you hear consistently becomes what you believe. If you're always around complaining, you'll start complaining. If you're always around excuses, you'll start justifying. If you're always around doubt, you'll start doubting yourself. But the reverse is also true. Get around discipline and you'll rise. Get around vision and you'll stretch. Get around people who demand more from themselves, and suddenly more will be demanded from you. This is why protecting your mind is not optional. It's survival. You guard your phone, you guard your money, you guard your reputation. but you let anything into your mind. Every scroll, every conversation, every late night thought is either building you or breaking you. There is no neutral. And when your mind is constantly under attack, movement becomes harder, belief becomes weaker, and staying stuck starts to feel normal. Sometimes the change you're praying for isn't a miracle, it's a decision to stop hanging around what's familiar and start leaning into what's uncomfortable. Growth will offend people who benefited from the old version of you, and that's okay. You're not changing to impress them. You're changing to survive your calling. If you don't choose your environment will choose your future. And let me say this clearly, you can be physically alone and still be in a powerful environment. Books can mentor you, audio can coach you, vision can surround you even when people don't. You don't need permission to upgrade what you feed your mind. You don't need approval to distance yourself from distractions. You owe nobody an explanation for protecting your destiny. When you change what you listen to, you change what you think. When you change what you think, you change what you do. And when you change what you do, your life has no choice but to change. Being stuck is often less about ability and more about influence. You've been listening to the wrong voices for too long. So if you're serious about moving forward, get ruthless about your environment. Guard your ears, guard your eyes, guard your energy, because once your environment starts feeding your future instead of draining it, staying stuck won't be an option anymore. Let me close this by telling you the truth about pain, because nobody likes to talk about it honestly. Pain is not your enemy, comfort is. Pain is the receipt that proves transformation is happening. And the reason so many people stay stuck is not because they don't want success. It's because they don't want the pain that comes with becoming someone new. But hear me clearly. There is no growth without discomfort. None. Zero. Every next level of your life is going to demand something from you. It's going to ask you to let go of habits that feel good but hold you back. It's going to require discipline when motivation disappears. It's going to stretch you in ways that make you question yourself. And that's where most people quit. Not because they can't handle success, but because they can't handle the process that produces it. You see, the version of you that feels stuck right now cannot go where you're supposed to go next. That version has done all it can do, and instead of thanking it and evolving, you're trying to drag it into a future it's not built for. Growth requires a death. Old mindsets, old routines, old excuses, old identities, and death hurts. That's why transformation feels like pain. It's change ripping away what no longer serves you. Stop praying for an easier life and start asking for stronger shoulders. Stop wishing the pain away and start asking what it's trying to build in you. Because the pain of discipline lasts for a moment, but the pain of regret lasts for a lifetime. One sharpens you, the other haunts you. You get to choose which one you live with. Some of you are hurting right now because you're finally doing the right thing. You're waking up earlier, you're saying no to distractions, you're walking alone, you're being misunderstood. And instead of recognizing that as growth pain, you're calling it failure. No, that's the burn of transformation. That's weakness leaving the body. That's the old you fighting to survive, while the new you is being born. Let me say this straight. If it doesn't cost you something, it won't change you. If it doesn't stretch you, it won't elevate you. If it doesn't scare you a little, it probably won't grow you much. The people you admire didn't avoid pain, they chose it wisely. They chose the pain of training over the pain of staying the same. They chose the pain of sacrifice over the pain of settling. And here's the part that separates the stuck from the unstoppable: responsibility. At some point, you stop blaming life, people, circumstances, and timing. You look in the mirror and say, I choose my pain. I choose early mornings over late excuses. I choose discipline over distraction. I choose growth over comfort. because nobody is coming to save you, but you have everything you need to save yourself. Don't waste your pain. Don't numb it. Don't run from it. Use it. Let it teach you. Let it harden your resolve and sharpen your focus. This season is not here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. And once you decide to embrace the pain that builds you, the pain that keeps you stuck loses its power. So choose the pain that transforms you and rise.